Guys, it's me again. Have you noticed that dwarves in this game have magnificent beards? It's really awesome. I love hanging out in this town because of that. Today we're going to learn about world navigation. There is so many ways to navigate in this game that it warrants a guide, but there's also little things that you need to understand about the menus. So if you hit M, it'll open your map. Now, to use this menu here, there's just so much information, so try to take this in one step at a time. So you have a map inside a city, you'll see all the different icons. If you don't know what those icons mean, just open up the legend over here. So you can see what types of quests they are, your main stories, your suddens, etc. You can open your area and landmarks, so you'll see this is usually outside, but you do have triports and your portal statues as a return point. And then I'm just going to close this back up, and we go to entrances. These are your content entrances, so you got to find them on the map. And if you really are having a hard time, you can actually turn everything off, and then just turn on the things you want. So if you're like, I can't seem to find the tower, there's the tower. So generally speaking, I like to keep them all on, but I've also learned what most of them mean. Moving on, you have your NPC types. So you've got all the different types of repairers, the ones that trade in different types of materials, your gear upgrades, your trade skills. So these won't be in a town, but they'll be out on the overworld. So this is where you can gather. If you see this point, like this ore icon on your mini map or on your actual map, then that's where you can gather ore. Generally speaking, trade skills, though, they only show up when you're in a certain distance of them. They don't just show up all the time. And then you have your Makoko seeds. So once you've found a Makoko seed, you can see I've gotten none of them in this town. I'm not a huge Makoko collector. That's coming in the future. You guys are crazy to actually collect all of those. Takes a lot of patience, I think. Or, a good guide. So you can see where those are as well. So this is your legend. Now, moving on to how the map system works and ways that you can manipulate it to help yourself. So when I first started this game, I saw these menus. I was like, oh, I gotta switch around the continents and then choose the area, or I could choose the next continent and click on them. I was always so confused about how to get in and out because I had to keep changing the menu and then change it back. You don't have to do any of that. I'm gonna bring it back to the menu I'm at. So if you just right click, it goes up a level. If you left click on something, you go down a level. So you go drill down into the map of this area, right click to come back out. So now I'm in this continent. If I right click again, I'm up into the world map. Now, if you click on a specific section of the sea, it'll show you the sea. If you click on that island, it'll take you into that island. So it has a very, very dynamic system of going through the maps. You also, at the bottom right of each map, if it has multiple levels, you can click on the actual level to see where you're at. So if you're looking to go down the stairs, you can click down a level. Go up the stairs, this up symbol, you know where that's leading to. So you can kind of figure out where you're going based on that. We're just hitting right click again to kind of go back out. And if you want to choose a specific area, so in the event a quest says that it's in Udia, you could go and find Udia that way. Or you can learn where they are. So you can see the names of each continent is prevalent on the map. Now, your triports, this is, honestly, I don't usually use this too much, but this is a quick menu for triports. If you know the name of each triport, which I don't, it's hard to memorize all of those, right? Like, if you know that this one's called the triport in the Great Castle, and it's specifically in the gathering area, like where are we at here? The Great Castle, you got the market, so you can see how it makes it bigger, so you know which one you're hovering over. Personally, I just click on the triport and I go. I'm not a fan of this menu. It feels more complicated than it needs to be. But if you're really good with with words and remembering the names, feel free to go through them. So, one of the big things that you need to understand is this search bar. So if we go out here We're in the overworld map now. So you can search by NPCs, professions, areas, landmarks, whatever you want. So if I want to go to Lullaby Island, you can see how it auto-populates here. If I click that, see it starts blinking on the map, so I know it's over here. Now, if I click on that, it only blinks for, I think, 5 seconds. So if you click it again, it'll keep blinking. So we can see that's where Lullaby Island is. If I were on, say, the sailing map, so we're going to switch to that now. You can then do Alt right click. Alt right click or Alt left click? We're going to find out right now. Sometimes you get things in muscle memory so much that you actually forget what the buttons are. So if we wanted to go to Lullaby Island, I think it's actually down one map. So we're just going to, again, search Lullaby Island, find it, and I could do Alt. It's Alt left click. Now it's going to auto-map me all the way over there. You can see how it auto-maps all the way. Now, that's a very long trip. I really don't want to have to go that far. I would much rather go from, say, this port. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to turn around and cancel that route. So you have the ability, you should actually go over that real quick. So if you Alt left-click, it says it right here, the auto-route. You have the ability to pause it, so you stop in case you need to do something, or you can cancel the route to cancel it. You can also set up to 4 points to tell it where to go. So you could tell, let's say you want to avoid a hazardous area. So I want to go over here. But that would put me right through the sandstorm area. I could tell it to go here, then here, there, and then over there. So that's going to guarantee that it goes the route that I want, that I'm safe. So you can completely avoid like a death area, like these ones here. These ones are really bad. Dead Water's level 3. Your ship will get torn apart going through that, so you usually want to try to go around it. So, I want to go all the way to Lullaby Island. I don't know why I chose Lullaby Island, I just know it's a very popular island. Everybody likes going there for a certain quest that, if you know about it, it's probably angered you that you had to go there 3 times and you forgot. So, we're back at a port here. You hit Z, or Z, or whatever nationality you are, to open this menu here, and you can either dock, so it'll go into the dock that's there. You can open that triport system for this specific continent, so that you can look around. So it always defaults to the port that you're at, but then you can just click and you can triport around inside this continent. Now, one thing to note, if you haven't learned yet, you can't triport to another continent, only the continent that you're at. So that's why this triport system being right at the gate here helps you kind of move around quicker. Or you can go back and set sail. I'm not going to go over any of the other stuff like the ships, that's another video. So I'm going to immediately dock here because I want to go across the entire map, but I don't want to have to sail for like 15 minutes. I would much rather be taken there via one of 2 functions. You have in your Adventure tab here, or Alt-W, you can bring up the Bifrost menu. So if you're a crystalline aura benefactor, so you're somebody that put in a little bit of money, you've gotten the crystalline aura, or gotten a free one from the game, you can set more than 1 Bifrost. But what a Bifrost is if you click to save a location, you can see that little animation behind me there. It's going to set this specific spot in the world. It can also be out in the ocean. Like, you can put them literally anywhere. It's going to save that spot for you to be able to teleport to once every 2 hours. So you can just click the button and you will teleport to it. You can see that I've nicknamed them based on an activity. So there is a slave freeing daily quest. So I've nicknamed it Daily Slaves. It's not a very good name for it. I guess it should be Daily Freedom. Let's change that to Daily Freedom before I seem like I'm going to do bad things. So we're going to go free those slaves from captivity at that location. But again, we're going to Lullaby Island. So are any of these near Lullaby Island? Well, you might have put one on Lullaby Island if you wanted to. To change the location after you've saved one, you have to wait either 24 hours or you have to pay blue crystals, the premium currency, to be able to switch it beforehand. So try to choose your Bifrost locations in places that are going to help you travel around, maybe to do your dailies, or to succeed in traveling around the map faster. But in case you don't have a Bifrost up, or you just have them set in specific islands that are like mine, I'm not going to be able to These are all like out on the ocean. They're very specific things for doing my dailies. Now that Bifrost menu is per character as well, so you can have different Bifrosts on and off. So you can go to any town, any port. So there's always a port. So there's always some sort of port, whatever one's connected to the water on each continent. You have this symbol here. I'm not sure which one it's under. NPC? Yeah, NPC, the Voyage Manager. So you can see that it's right here on the mini-map, the little page icon. It's always right inside the port, so that's why whenever I got to this port, I clicked on port, so that I just entered the port and I'm right here. So this is a quick way that you can travel. You can open this menu by talking to them, and it gives you a discount right now. I think it's because of the opening of the game, or... Oh, actually, no. The 50% discount is because I have a crystalline aura. It actually says it right there. I should have just read. So I know that Lutera is very close to Lullaby Island. So if I go to Lutera, it's going to cost me 6,500 silver because it's the other side of the map. It's saving me a lot of time. So in the interest of this video, I am going to spend that silver. And it's going to put you onto a little cutscene, a boat here. Other players that are going at the same time, they will actually appear on this boat. So you get 30 seconds or less, depending on when that meter was, to wait for the boat to launch. So you can sit here, you can do emotes and stuff, you can hang out with people, you can open your menu. So the people that are on the ship will be able to see all this, so you can just be angry. But no one's on the ship right now. It's not too often that somebody is going to sail from this ship. So as soon as it finishes counting down here, it is going to teleport us. You know, it says it's taking us on a ship. It's got this nice thing. If you're sailing from the Dwarf Nation, they tend to be drinking. They're very happy people. And a little cutscene will finish, and I will now be at Lutera's port. So Wavestrand Port. So this is the complete opposite side of the world now. So if I drill all the way out, zoom out. I was over here in Yorn, far left of the map. I am now on the far right of the map in Lutera. And that took me 40 seconds or so, 30 seconds, and then the cutscene. And now I'm over on this continent. I can teleport around the triports on this continent. Or my goal of going to Lullaby Island, I can either Song of Escape to leave, hit ready to sail on the bottom left here. So if you're anywhere on this continent, so if you're, say, over in this area, you can just open your map and hit ready to sail, and you'll sing the song to dock, like to go out to the dock. You don't have to teleport to the port and then run out or anything like that. You can just hit ready to sail from anywhere, and it will take you out to your boat on that continent, which there's only one port per continent. So we're now going back out here. We're at Sea of Guiana. And then you can choose to repair your ship before you head out. That way it's not broken. If you're going to a specific quest and you want to change your ship, you can do all that. So that's all a ship menu tutorial for later. So we've set sail. Now again, we're going to search Lullaby Island, and I can choose to go to Lullaby Island. Now, moving on from there, more world navigation stuff here to deal with. If you hit J and you have your quests, you click on a quest that has a location, you can click on locate, and it'll automatically take you to that island. And you can hold Alt again and you can auto path. So now I'm told it to go to Lullaby Island, but then we're going to go all the way over there. Unfortunately, it's on the other side of the map, so that's not where I would want to go right now. But you can see how you can just do the locate. If you click locate and it's something that you can't find, so like in this case, this one's just popping up the entire world map. I'm actually going to stop moving because there's so much noise happening. So this one here, when you hit locate, it opens the whole world map. It's because it is a quest that is not a location. You have to upgrade these ships that I don't even have yet, so that's how you complete that one. So it's a smart locate, but it only works on most things. Some won't work. So like this one here, the complete dispatch mission, it's taking me to my stronghold map because it is a stronghold mission. It's not a specific location on the stronghold, it's in the stronghold anywhere. Your tower one, so this one here, this is an example of clicking a button and it says you can't track it. It's because requires me to read something that should be in my inventory. However, I think I'm glitched. I don't have that item. And it's been haunting me. That's why it's still in here. Missions like this one, find the Ark, it's not going to have a track because I have to complete something else to get there. You can see how you can use the locate thing to help. But going back to the map, again, your most powerful tool is searching here. So if you know that you need to go, you read a guide, you watched a guide, it said go to Shadow Isle or Island to get really good resources for tier 1. It's now blinking, I know it's over there. So I can click search, I can go there, and then I can auto track, tell my boat, let's go to Shadow Island. But again, I don't want to go there, I've already done that. So that's how you can use this. I believe you can also put in, I mean, you could type anything really, start showing stuff, so you can see how like Sunflower Island just would load because it searches for the text. Now, moving on from there, we have all of your different navigations from songs. So you have your Song of Escape. So I'm going to just go onto this island real quick. And when I say real quick, I mean real slow because I don't have any energy. There's an energy. So you can pick up those barrels as well to get energy with your boat. Some of them will give you durability, but that's just part of sailing. So going on to Topia here, Song of Escape is really, really useful because it always pulls you out of the current area that you're in. If you're in a dungeon, you get to the end, you basically want a Song of Escape or Triport out. If you're on an island, you can't actually set sail from a regular island. You have to either run to this location, you see the little portal to go back out to the sea, or just cast your Song of Escape. When you cast this, it'll take you back out of the island or the dungeon or wherever you're at. It always puts you back up a level. You have Song of Return, which you can set to those blue points. So I'm just going to show you on, say, Lutera, on Lutera Castle. So this blue one, you can set one return point. Those are back up once every hour. So you can use that as one location, then use your Bifrosts as 3 other locations, so you can kind of really cater where you want to be able to teleport to easily. So I set my return point to somewhere that I go every hour, whereas these ones I usually go to once a day or once every little while, and then use the ships to travel around otherwise. Now you also have Song of Hearth and Home, which takes you to your stronghold. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, even if you're out on your boat in the sea, you can go to your stronghold. So one of the interesting things about that is that when you're on the sea, you can't use most items. So like eating one of a book to learn something. If you can't use it in your inventory on the sea, you can just go to your stronghold and use it there. That's a quick way to kind of dance around that system. Then you have Song of Trixion, which takes you to the Trixion area, which is where Beatrice is. The training mode is in there, so you can figure out your skills, etc. there. Now, a lot of these other songs, they do other things. You'll have to kind of explore the game to figure that out, but some of them, like Forest Minuet, will open up thorny vines to allow you to traverse more. Now, the last portion, I'm going to teleport, I think, for one of these. We'll go to this one here. This is what happens when you Bifrost. So I'm going to try to just get back to a mainland continent, which this is, I believe, the Punica or Papinica, depending on where you're from. So last bits of traversal, so world navigation that you want to understand is your mounts. So having a mount, this is the Platinum Founders Pack mount. A lot of them have abilities that are shown on the bar, but they also have a spacebar action. So in this case, so it's a 12-second spacebar action, Alt-V to bring up your mounts. There's different types here. So that one actually doesn't work here. Some of them will only work on specific maps, like the Ladybug only works in the one world. So bringing up hoverboard, if I hold Q, I can boost, right? So this is my speed up one. it does not have a spacebar action though. Whereas that Cerberus, it has these little cosmetic kind of ability effects that you can do. But its spacebar makes you jump. So I can jump and you can tap it twice, but in this area you get clipped on walls a lot, so it's kind of a pain. So that's, you want to always know that your mounts can do extra stuff based on either spacebar or their abilities. The reason why this is in traversal is because that spacebar bit, if I can get to an area where I'm not going to just slam into a wall, hitting this every 12 seconds will drastically speed up how fast you're moving through the game, so you can get places a lot quicker. So triport system, pretty self-explanatory. You can teleport to a triport on the continent you're on. I kind of went over that already, but I probably should have started with that, because that's one of your best ones. You have to touch a triport when you get to it to activate it. So like this one here, I can't go to it because I haven't touched it. I haven't been there to touch it before. Last portion of this, I believe, hopefully I'm not missing anything, would be your gatherables. So when you hover over any location, it will show the trade skills that you can do in that zone. So there's specific trade skills. So this one's mining and trapping. This one is your gathering and logging. And then you'll have ones with fishing, usually at the port. So the port has fishing there. So that's how you can figure out where to go to get your trade skills done. The islands are the same. So when you're hovering over an island, it shows you the collection. It shows you the required item level reached to enter it, and the admission period. So if it has an admission period, you can see how this, I wish I could zoom in just a little bit more, but you can see how this has a white kind of island thing. This one's like grayed out. So this one is only available during certain times, which we will go over during our Procyon Compass tutorial. And you can see on this one here, it has trade skills on it. So some of the islands have really good trade skills. So one of them, say if you want to gather iron ore, we'd search for Meteora. Meteora is right here. It has nothing but iron ores on it that you can keep hitting, and they respawn really fast. Usually there's 5 or 6 people there just gathering ore. Probably bots, but, you know. I'm trying to think if there's any other forms of travel. Your boat is your main form of travel when you're going from island to island. And yeah, that should be everything. If I'm missing anything, let me know, and I'll have to do a follow-up video. All right, cheers.